Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alliance Live Show number 27. We're looking at the Nightsisters today. Yes, courtesy of the EA Game Changers program, we do have a look at the new Nightsister squad, and we're going to take a look at some footage here of them in Arena, kind of take a look at their viability, go over their abilities, and what our thoughts are on the characters overall. And I'm joined none other than good old Maurice again today, my esteemed colleague. How you doing today, Maurice?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. I'm excited to talk about some Nightsisters, and I know you must be too, because I believe that you're deep down a Nightsister fanboy. Am I right?
I do like Asajj. I'll tell you what, I like Acolyte now too. She's a boss.
I know you like some Asajj. You know what I mean? But yeah. So you like Acolyte now too. What are your thoughts on Mother Talzin so far? Now that you have her, I believe you actually did get her to 7 stars yourself, correct?
I did. I like her. I think I'm going to favor the Asajj lead over Talzin in a Nightsister squad, but I do think Talzin's got some arena breaking components. Zeta Barris is gone. Zeta Barris is not worthless, but she is the counter to Zeta Barris.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. She kind of resembles to me a newer, more jacked up version of Emperor Palpatine. Basically, she sticks plague instead of shock. She has an AOE ability that then she also has like this basic, kind of looks just like Palpatine's basic. It does special damage, and she also obviously she has the call and assist attack, which is pretty awesome, but kind of the same mechanics. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
To an extent, yeah.
Very similar. Okay, we have this content update from the 18th that we're just going to go over. Some of the highlights here. There were some new environments added to the game for the events: the Nightsisters Cavern and the Hidden Cave. I believe we're going to get to see the Hidden Cave in the upcoming event that's going to come out on October 31st. There were new characters that were added to the game. Obviously, Mother Talzin we were already discussing here, and Nightsister Zombie and Nightsister Spirit. We're going to go over their kits here in a moment. They've returned with the Endor Escalation event, and that's going to be coming back, I believe, once a month, or at some point it's going to come back, on a more regular basis, I believe, going forward, and you'll be able to get Zetas once you have a 7-star wicket in the second tier of that event. So you're going to want to get a 7-star wicket as quick as possible to get Zetas faster. Those who get the 7-star wicket are probably going to have a huge benefit in the ability to farm extra Zetas. I guess right now that's the only other way to get a Zeta at the moment. So the Rituals of Revenge Marquee event is going to be the event for Mother Talzin. You guys already had that the other day, so most of us, all of us got the opportunity to unlock her. Now, with that and the Nightsister Advanced Tactics event, the Flash event, which gave you some Omega mats, some purple mats, things like that. Then there's also the Secrets and Shadows Assault Battle, which I'm actually going to do on the stream here in a little bit. I haven't done that one yet. We'll take a look at that one here shortly. Now, this other one, the Defense of Dathomir special event, that's also an event that gives you Mother Talzin shards, and you'll be able to refresh that event once daily whenever it returns until you get Mother Talzin to 7 stars, and then similar to the Endor Escalation event, you'll be able to get a Zeta ability, I believe, from the second tier of that event as well. So, having a 7-star Talzin, is that true?
Yeah, it's basically the exact same thing as the Wiki.
Okay. So
same thing. You get. I think. Well, not the exact same. I think you get guaranteed 10 of Talzin, and you can refresh it for 780 crystals, just like you could Wicked. But I think Wicked was 7 to 10, and then the next tier you get 2 to 4 Zetas from the Talzin event.
Okay. Then there's the Ghosts of Dathomir special event that'll be coming on October 31st. We can look forward to seeing what that's all about. And from what I understand, It's going to be a pretty interesting event. There's some sort of hidden thing we're going to get to see there, so I'm looking forward to it. Now, there's also Night Sister double drops for these days. I believe for the Flash events, you're going to need Night Sisters yourself to get those rewards. Getting the 5 Omegas is pretty cool, but again, to rush to get all the Night Sisters for just the Flash event, I don't know if that's going to necessarily be the case. But if you're looking to build a Mother Talzin squad, then you're definitely going to want to work on that squad. Again, I think that the Zombie and the Spirit are going to be kind of essential characters if you want to have an arena viable or really any kind of viable Night Sister squad. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, so far the best team that I would probably use in arena is going to be an Asajj Zeta lead, Acolyte, Talzin, Zombie, and probably Talia. That's probably going to be my arena team. But as you're watching in this film here, Talzin, these Night Sisters are going to be a pretty raid team. I don't know exactly if it's going to display it here, but I was using Asajj in P3 today, and she was starting to crit. We all get like basically her old Zeta unique. We basically all get like a free little test drive with it now, and it stacks offense now. So I mean, in the HAT, or excuse me, the tank raid, Asajj, you get her going. She's going to start hitting for 40K, 50K, 60K. It's gonna stack up, especially like on a P3. We start dropping all those little minions. She's getting stacking offense every time, and she's going to be critting every time because the crit chance can only stack up, to so high, to 100%. But they're going to be very, very good raid team once someone figures out the correct pieces. And like Panda said here, 24K crits from the Spirit. It's pretty good. That's a basic. That's pretty crazy. So.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, it's definitely
they bring a new element to the game, man. It's gonna be very cool.
It's definitely an interesting element. That's absolutely true. Now, I also was able to unlock my Hoda the other day, and I am working on a video for that. So I'll have a Hoda video coming out pretty soon. But we'll get to see some gameplay here of Hoda as well shortly. Are you doing the Hoda, or what are you doing with that?
The Hermit Yoda? Yeah. I'm pulling him. I think I've got maybe 80 shards of him. I got about 10K currency. I'm just sitting on just in case I want to get something else out of there. In the event, like I start falling in an arena, something like that. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm planning on getting Yoda. I'm already saving some gear for him when I get him unlocked, so I go ahead and get him started. These Akbar lead teams with Yoda look pretty cool. Like they look pretty tough.
Absolutely. I've been running an Akbar lead too. On defense, it's it's not holding up so well. But again, I don't have a Gear 12 Akbar yet. He's still Gear 11, and Hermit Yoda doesn't have a Zeta yet. So I'm looking forward to what the team's going to look like once I put those couple extra pieces on there. So we're doing this Sith event here that's going to give us some Sith shards, I believe, and also some current or some blueprints for maybe the TIE Reaper or the First Order ship, the Kylo Ren's command shuttle. So I think those are possibilities here. This is dark side characters here, so yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Now, just to kind of discuss the kits for these characters, first I just want to take a look at the Spirit. And the Spirit has a basic attack called Spectral Embrace, and it's deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict speed down for 2 turns and remove 20% turn meter. Gain turn meter equal to the amount removed. Okay, so basically you're removing 20% turn meter from the enemy, and then you're actually taking that 20% turn meter yourself. That's pretty cool.
Now I wonder I'm curious about this because if it's worded kind of weird, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're underneath an Asajj That's you're going to remove 20% turn meter, then an additional 50% chance to remove another 20% turn meter. Do you think the spirit would gain all 40% turn meter if this were the case, or do you think it's just going to be that 20% every time?
I would think it's the 40% turn meter.
Yeah, because it's worded kind of goofy to kind of leave it open like that. So I didn't really think about that until just now. So that's something I'll have to test out.
Yep.
So.
And she has a special called Possess, where she's deal physical damage to target enemy, dispel all buffs on them, and inflict stun for 1 turn. That's a pretty cool ability. Kind of looks like she's just like going into your chest, kind of like Slimer from the Ghostbusters. Okay, so we got 10 Sith Assassin shards. Okay, 5 Darth Nihilus shards, 5 Sith Trooper shards, 5 Darth Sidious shards, and then we got some Kylo Ren's command shuttle shards. That's cool. I'm getting a little bit closer to getting that done. Now, do you get like the same rewards for all the different tiers here? Did you finish this event yet?
Yeah, I finished it. It seems you get real similar for all 3, and then like all the other events, it scales down a little bit once you beat it for the first time.
Okay.
I got a few pieces and everything else I pretty much had, but good shard shop currency I got for sure.
Good shard shop currency is always a good addition. Yeah. So the unique is Malevolent Spirit, which is Nightsister Spirit gains Foresight for 1 turn at the start of each encounter. At the end of her turn, Nightsister Spirit gains Foresight for 1 turn. While Nightsister Spirit has Foresight, she has 100% offense, and her attacks ignore armor. Wow, that's pretty serious, huh? I mean, if you maybe couple her up with somebody that constantly gives her Foresight, she could really be a pretty big damage dealer. I think she's also the 2nd highest single damage target dealer in the Nightsister faction, it says here as well. So that's pretty awesome. Now we're going to talk about Zombie a little bit, and Zombie a little bit less impressive in my opinion, but Zombie has a
very cut and dry.
Yeah,
very cut and dry. Nothing too confusing.
Yeah, Zombie's basic is called Blight Touch, which is deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict tenacity down for 2 turns. Tenacity down is a cool debuff, but again, just pretty basic. I don't even think she does a ton of damage at all. Her special attack feed is deal physical damage to target enemy. If Nightsister Zombie has full health, dispel all debuffs on her. Otherwise, this attack has 100% health steal. So, yeah, I mean, I guess just basically in the theme of keeping her alive, that would be the benefit there. Also, with her taunting. Now, her unique Endless Horde is at the end of her turn and the start of each encounter. Nightsister Zombie gains taunt for 1 turn. Whenever Nightsister Zombie is defeated, while any other Nightsister allies are active, she is revived with 100% health and 25% turn meter, which can't be prevented. That's pretty serious. So she can't. She basically can't die if somebody else is on the board. So she has to be the last one that you kill.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty interesting.
That's the way it looks. Yeah, which is interesting because both of these leads, right? Both Towson and Asajj give speed bonus, so you can get out first. And you can basically do whatever you want against these CLS teams. They're all going to be countering. They're all just going to hit Zombie. And basically, Zombie's just going to eat every counter. Just pop right back up. You know what I mean? So, like, the countering, this is kind of the answer to the countering, this character. And Towson's kind of the answer to Barris. These Nightsisters, they're going to have some viability in the arena no matter what comp you put in there. They're all going to be pretty useful. So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, my first impressions are that they're actually probably one of the better. They're going to be one of the better teams in the game going forward, if you make the investment. So, I mean, again, you're going to have to get that Mother Towson, but fortunately, they have given us, some quicker ways to get the characters than we have seen in the past. I believe, you told me that you were able to get her, at a reasonable cost, being that, typically in the past we've seen some pretty expensive characters being around like $300-400. Now I think you can actually, with a couple of crystal refreshes and a few pack purchases, get her probably for under $200.
Yeah,
I've seen
it was significantly less than that.
Yeah,
it was over one, less than two. You buy that little $10 pack they have, and then you refresh this event they had both times, because you get 10 shards for 780 crystals, which is a lot better deal than the $12.99 packs.
Right.
And I will say I did buy a few of those, and I only got 5 a couple times. Most of them were 12. I could have just been getting super lucky, and I think a guy in your guild actually pulled a 230.
Yes.
From the pack. So.
Yeah, ended up spending less than like $20. I think it was just like I think he had 3 pulls, and he got the character finished. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, but don't count on that. I think that's just me and this other guy having some pretty good luck from this. But
yeah,
if you're smart, you want to buy that pack and do the refreshes. It's a little cheaper than some of the characters in the past. So.
And whenever you're buying, a character, you need a little bit of luck involved. But but still pretty interesting. So I mean, I don't know how this is going to work with the upcoming event, because again, he did post that other thing we were discussing earlier about how it's not going to be a marquee event. It's going to be more of a a new type of event. So basically the deal is that Nightsisters Spirit and Zombie can be obtained from the Ghosts of Dathomir event. Ghosts of Dathomir is not a marquee event. As such, Nightsisters Spirit and Zombie will not follow the normal character release cadence. The Ghosts of Dathomir event will return at least once a month. Nightsisters Spirit and Zombie may appear in packs and shipments eventually. Again, thank you all so much for your participation and support. So I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I guess you're gonna be able to maybe refresh the event, as many times as you need to get the character. I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, so I guess we'll have to wait and find out. I mean, I figured that I would have had the information already. Maybe it's public knowledge already. I'm just not aware of it myself, because maybe I just didn't get. Maybe I just really didn't focus on that part of it. But I mean. Do you know anything? Is there any knowledge on your part on how we're going to actually get these characters?
As much as you, man. As much as you know. Just basically, we're going to get them. I honestly thought it was going to be a marquee event until you read through the notes there. Just like kind of the same thing. But, I mean, it looks like we're going to get the unlock from that event.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
Yeah, I figured out,
But I tell you, I don't.
You figure I would know. But I don't.
Well, I think the zombie is going to be perfectly fine at 3 force, whatever we get her at. You can't gear 12 her, but you can take her up to gear 11, and just like Sith Trooper and Shore Trooper and Baze, they were all viable for a long time at gear 11, 3-star.
Yeah.
Especially if this character keeps reviving and popping back up, just being a pain in the butt. It's I don't know. I think I can live with a 3-4 star zombie for a couple months.
Smithy D is doing his thing. Smithy will, I'm sure, be making videos here again shortly. I think he's just been, trying to do, work and his channel at the same time. Sometimes life gets busy, but I'm sure. I mean, he's still out there, making content. I'm sure he'll be, releasing a video here soon, especially with all this stuff coming out. Guild versus guild is upon us. We've seen the screenshots. We know it's coming. So we just gotta wait and see. I mean, I was actually having this conversation a little bit earlier today about how I wonder how we're gonna be able to balance all the different. An achievement for this. So I'm gonna get complete tier 1 of the Secrets and Shadows Assault event, and I get 10 Vader shards. Thank you very much for the 10 Vader shards.
Yeah, man, more shards up.
I was wondering how we're gonna, be able to balance all the different tasks that we have in the game now. Because I'm wondering, how, let's say it gets to a point where you're doing dark side territory battles, you're doing, your light side territory battles. You're doing a Rancor raid. You're doing an AAT raid. You're doing, you're doing these Ghosts of Dathomir events. You also have your arena to worry about, your fleet arena to worry about, your Galactic War every day that you have to finish, and then you have all your dailies and everything like that. At some point, there's going to be a time in this game where you're not going to be able to look up.
Yeah.
You're going to have to look down the whole day. So it's getting there. Let's do a Hermit Yoda arena battle here.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just saying what I'm going to do. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm looking at the events calendar now. We've got one that we've got as soon as this defensive Dathomir drops, we got an Omega battle that starts, and then I guess we got more flash events on Monday. This assault battle lasts another day. Territory battle starts in a day or two. We got raids every day.
Yep.
Got the double drops for another day and a half, or 2 days rather. So this is it's getting busy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting very busy. By the way, guys, if you have any questions you want asked on the live stream, type them into the chat now so that later on when we get to the questions section, we'll have them ready to go, and try to get them answered here on the stream, and we can have any discussions or topics you guys want to talk about. So Hermit Yoda here, we're going to go ahead and throw Grandmaster's Training here on Luke. So yeah, with the Akbar lead, it seems like this team works really well, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, I don't know. I really don't know how the game's going to work when you have so many different tasks you have to do in a day.
Well, eventually it's just going to be what's more important to the individual. Like, there's going to be no way you're going to be able to keep up with everything. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to make decisions on, not just from a crystal and money standpoint, just from a pure time standpoint, Like, are these Rancors and tanks? You're not going to have time to do the raids anymore,
Yeah.
You're going to have to, it's going to be different for everyone.
Well, they might change some things too. You never know. They may eventually give us an opportunity to, for example, sim Galactic War. I have a ton of sim tickets that are just sitting there burning a hole in my pocket. I might as well, maybe utilize those, or maybe you can use ally tokens for something. There's other ways around it. So there's things that we could do that could make it a little bit easier, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's a good point. Using sim tickets for other things.
Yeah, I've
got 3,000 of them, so.
Well, maybe tie it to like some sort of achievement. So, for example, like let's say you've defeated in your lifetime, like let's say for example 200 Rancor raids or 500 Rancor raids. You should at that point then be able to sim your Rancor raids.
Well, yeah, but it is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of silly. Like, once you get to a certain point in the game, you just load up the Rancor and like hit auto and then set your phone down and come back. You're not actually playing the game.
You'll never be able to sim a Rancor raid because obviously you have to place somewhere. But I'm just saying, that you're basically, that Rancor, simming for you is just, posting 0. But I don't know. I guess you'll have to just come up with a schedule. Maybe like certain days, certain people will cover it. Like, so for example, let's say every Monday we do a raid. Then, I'll this week it's my turn to solo the Rancor, and then next week it's somebody else's. So you can switch off the responsibilities for different people, and when everybody just posts 0. But yeah, I wonder if they'll throw in certain mechanics or, utilize certain things that are already in the game to kind of try to, siphon off the responsibilities that you'll have eventually. So let's see here.
We will see, man. I just really hope this Guild versus Guild, there's something about Dark Side Terror. I hope it's just alternating. And we don't have to do all these things at once, like maybe this 6 days is going to be the Hoth, the current TB, then like we get 4 days off, and the next one's going to be, guild versus guild, and we get 4 days off, and then some other new event.
Yeah.
I hope it's rotating, and they don't just cram it all on us all at one time. Because I mean, this is all these events they've got coming out, and if there is going to be any sort of dark side territory battle, they're just going to keep cramming some dark side characters out because we need them for any sort of dark side. There's not enough dark side characters,
right?
Because you got to fill up what 90 characters in a platoon every day. I mean, there's simply not enough dark side characters to make a territory battle right now. So, here's 3 of the Nightsisters. I mean, so there's 3 more, but I'd imagine in the past, they're going to do the Nightsisters rework and also a Grievous rework. So, with Grievous, maybe there's some new separatists that come back and work. So I mean, I have a feel where you get a lot of dark side characters in the near future. Balance it out and make it feasible to do side battle of this.
Yep.
Am I coming through, man? My voice is going. You guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we definitely do need more characters for the dark side. We definitely need to, get. I mean, there's definitely a lack of factions, I guess. But I mean, you have a few. You have First Order, you have Nightsisters, for example. You have Sith. Obviously there's Empire, which is going to be like the yin to the yang for the rebels. So I mean, it's just dependent upon that. I don't know. I mean, I just you're right. If they do it that way, like where they just kind of split it up, and for this week it's light side territory battles, and then this week it's guild versus guild, and if they kind of split it up like that, where every couple of days there's different events, and that's cool. Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, they're not gonna they're gonna think about that part of it too. They're going to want everybody to be able to utilize all the different aspects of the game and what's available. You don't want anybody to have to miss or lose out on rewards. So I'm sure they'll figure out some way to to divvy that up or make it more feasible for everybody to accomplish. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So, are you rocking a 7-star Chimera in Fleet Arena yet?
I've got one. I don't have him in there because I need a bunch of those little what are they? The prestige tokens. I don't have his abilities up very high, and I think I got him like level 70 his ship, and maybe all the abilities level 2. So I haven't really fooled with him too much. I just got him ready to go in the event I ever need him.
Yeah, the prestige tokens I have. The thing I didn't have was the ship creds. So I'm just building that up. I think he's at level 72 right now. So when I get that done, I will. Just doing the ship battle on auto here. It's not looking too good. But yeah. So I mean, that tie attack, man, it can be like a lifesaver. If you could have like one character left, versus like 3 or 4, and then you get that ultimate attack. Yeah. You get that. It's just like it just wipes everybody out. It can definitely turn the tide of the battle for sure.
64, man, what you doing?
I don't. What are you talking about? What rank 64?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I don't participate in ships too much. I will probably once I have the. I have the 7-star Chimera. Like I said, I want to get them up to level 85. I'll probably start trying to get into at least the top 20. I did, when they first announced that crystals were going to be in the rewards, I did start going up there, try to go up there again, and I got it a couple of times, but it's like, again, just, I don't know, I need something to kind of invigorate my ship appreciation. I think maybe getting the Kylo Ren's command shuttle, I like, I'm going to have the Millennium Falcon here pretty soon too. Just 30 shards away from the Millennium Falcon, so that's pretty cool. But Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the TIE Reaper. I'd like to run a full Empire ship squad. That'd be cool. With like the Gauntlet Starfighter, TIE Advance, TIE Reaper, and just the traditional TIE Fighter. So yeah, we don't have a meta report this week to really speak of because SWGOH.GG is actually down right now, so we didn't really have access to that. So we're going to skip the meta report this week. Plus,
yeah, we can do the meta report real quick. CLS, Varys, Nihilus, Kenobi, R2, and Thrawn. There you guys go. That's the meta report this week, brought to you by thealliancegaming.com.
Yeah, the meta report is CLS, CLS. That's what it is. But yeah, no, I doubt that much has changed. I was kind of interested to see if Thrawn and Han Solo have kind of been teetering back and forth a little bit. Was Thrawn Han Solo? I forget. It's Han Solo, I think, and Thrawn. Yeah, like kind of teeter back and forth a little bit. So I was kind of curious how that was going. Is it Thrawn or is it Rex? I forget who the two that keep teetering back and forth are. I'd have to take a look later. But yeah, for the most part, it's really pretty much straightforward. Who's at the top, and then like I said, you have a couple of people that have unlocked Hermit Yoda here that are trying him out, but nothing's going to shake that CLS lead right now, unless maybe the Nightsisters. Once Zombie and Spirit come out, can really shake the meta up. I mean, what do you think? Do you think the Zombie Nightsisters and with Mother Talzin, have a shot to dethrone CLS at some point if people make the investment for Mother Talzin?
Dethrone CLS, but just because too many people have CLS and these Nightsisters are pay to play pretty exclusive characters. Right. But I think they will mix it up. I think they'll add some variety. Sir Loki Day, put out a video showing a team with Mother Talzin, Death Trooper, on it. Just check it out. It's a fantastic video, and he was showing me some videos of his shark mates playing them on defense. They were struggling. They were getting destroyed by it. So I mean, she's definitely going to be a meta arena character. It just might not be as we all suspected with the Nightsisters.
Okay.
We'll have to see. I've got some experimenting to do. Mine's not battle ready yet. I think it's gear 8. So I've got to put some gear on her still. But she's relatively easy to gear thus far. Just a lot of the like the Palpatine Thrawn, or excuse me, the Palpatine and Nihilus, like blue detonators. She takes a lot of those, but so far it's been relatively easy. But I can't look at her gear requirements because the site's down. I forgot. I just tried to look, but
you can't. Because SWGOH.GG is down.
Yeah.
We're so reliant upon SWGOH.GG. Just goes and speaks volumes as to how important the site is, for the game, and how awesome is that those guys put the work that they do into it. So.
Well, it's funny. I was telling a joke the other day in our chat. Like, it was like, "Why is SWGOH down?" It's like, well, because the website lost their license to the database, and they might not return. And everyone's just like freaking out. Total joke. But people were like wigging. They're like, I can't even play the game anymore.
No, they always have like different aspects that they're trying to add to make it like easier for guilds to calculate things and stuff like that. So I'm sure it has something to do with that. Let's see. So yeah, basically, Hermit Yoda in Arena is kind of like peanut butter and jelly. It just works. No, it's kind of interesting. I mean, like I said, if you use this combination with all the calling assists, it's kind of like, the team works, and you get a decent amount of damage out there. But again, you have different teams you're facing where sometimes it's like it's still pretty difficult, especially when you get down to the lower end of the arena. But I mean, when you're fighting, with this team, you can definitely beat pretty much any team with this team. But again, much like anything else, on defense, they're still going to be susceptible to being defeated. And from what the developers have told me, the Nightsisters were pretty much built, with an intent to kind of make them, good on defense in arena. So, I think that's one of the focuses that they were having there, because, again, there's a lot of people complaining about how, defense in arena just doesn't exist right now. So I think that one of their main focuses was to try to make those characters actually really work on defense. So, even if it's not necessarily the case with these particular characters, it's just good to hear that that's the kind of direction that they're going in and what they're looking to do. So, going forward in the future, they'll probably continue that trend and start to, bring more characters into the game that might be viable enough to kind of change the meta around and, make it a little bit different than it has been recently in the last couple of months. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I was fielding questions I didn't really listen to. Man, my bad. What was
no, I kind of went on a tirade there. It's okay. But, yeah, so, again, you see, I'm handling these teams, with no problems, but, it's just, again, on defense, it's going to depend on, your shard, really, and I think he'll be a really good character, though. And again, I have a Hermit Yoda video that I'm working on. I have, recorded him on, being unlocked, and I'm just going to go through his arena viability and just kind of discuss what my thoughts are on him going forward, and if you can really use him at 5 stars, gear 11 for the time being, while you continue to collect your shards for him. But so far so good. I'm definitely pretty interested in him. Like I said, we'll get a little bit more in depth in that in my video later this week. But any questions that we have to field? Anybody out there have anything that they like asked on the show? Any topics that they want to discuss?
Yeah, we got a couple.
Okay.
Let me see what we got here. We got Keyboard asked if we bought any of the Mother 1,000 packs.
Well, I can answer that question for you. For me, no, but I think Maurice did.
Me.
Maurice was a naughty boy.
Yeah, I bought them.
And he bought some packs.
He was a naughty boy.
Yeah. At least it wasn't a chromium pack,
No.
As long
I
as
think it took the $9.99 pack, 2 refreshes on that event, and I think 12 pulls to get it. So, Keyboard has another question. Who is your favorite, or what is your favorite Nightsister?
Friends don't let friends buy chromium packs.
Yes, that's bad, man.
Yeah. Who's my favorite Nightsister? Honestly, Mother 1,000. It's pretty clear cut. But if you're taking her out of the mix, okay, if it's just old Daka, Asajj Ventress, and all them, I'd probably still have to say Asajj, but if you're just talking about generic Nightsisters, like Nightsister Zombie, Nightsister Spirit, Nightsister Acolyte, I would say I like the 2 new characters the most, with my favorite probably being Nightsister Spirit, because the damage seems to be really good, and on top of that, the stun, and I think her speed is pretty high too, right? I don't know, maybe
yes.
Yeah, I think she's pretty fast. So, yeah, looking forward to getting my hands on those characters. I hope that we can attain them through the event. I hope it's not going to be kind of a like a pack type thing, but it might be. So we'll have to see. But
yeah, mine's definitely going to be Asajj, man. That leadership is pretty good now. That Zeta leader is where it's at. With all this health still going around, every time your Nightsisters get hit, they get 50% turn meter, pretty much. So it's crazy how often they're going to go. Pretty excited.
Yeah, for sure. So, next question.
Next question is from Waddles. Waddles 7. Where do you think CG sees this game in 12 months? Where are they trying to take us?
I think they're trying to take you into, uncharted territory. I think they're trying to take you into guild versus guild. I think they're trying to take you, to, maybe at that point another raid. We'll probably have, some sort of, dark side territory battles. We'll probably have, more characters from The Last Jedi at that point, and we'll have a little bit more information about where the saga is going at that point. So, we'll be able to, kind of tell, what's going on with that. Also, we have a new season of Rebels coming, or it started already about a week ago. So that's going to probably tie in at some point. I'm sure they'll probably come back with, some more Rebels characters later on. We still haven't gotten Agent Callus yet, or some of the characters from that show. So I'm sure they'll swing back around and release some more Rebels characters as well. I think that the main thing that you have to look forward to, the biggest thing that we can look forward to, is going to be guild versus guild. So whenever that drops, there probably will be a huge uproar in the game, about all the, because again, whenever there's a new content like that's dropped, and depending on the difficulty and the requirements and the competition really and the rewards, you're going to have to maybe make a shuffle around in the guild, maybe not. Either way, you're going to have to make some decisions with your friends and people that you've been playing with for a while now, and in some cases those might be hard decisions. So what ends up happening is sometimes drama and things like that, but it's part of the game. So but again, 12 months from now, I can see the game really having a lot of new features. Again, maybe a dark side territory battles, and guild versus guild going on, and then hopefully at some point we'll get like some sort of again, I still want that gauntlet mode, man, where we can just kind of just go as far as we can. Just let me use my roster and just go into deep as battle as I can until. You ever play Halo Reach?
Long time ago, man. Yeah.
Halo Reach, the ending of the game, you can't beat it, right? Like at the end of the game, it's just as many waves of opponents as necessary to kill you. So you could sit there and fight for a while. You can last as long as you can. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of it, you're going to die. Like, this is just the way it works out. Like, so you have to just, fight waves and waves of opponents until they beat you. You know what I'm saying? And because the Spartans don't survive, so they all go down, and at the end of the game, that's the way it is. And what I'm saying is that it would be cool if they had a mode like that in the game where you could just, fight as many opponents as you could until your whole roster was done. You know what I'm saying? And then you did that maybe once a month or once every couple of weeks, and whenever you had time, you just keep doing it and see how long you can get to. So, like, let's say you get to wave, who knows, wave 76, and you could kind of track that, and you could have, competition between people, as to, who, got to higher levels. And, I think it would be kind of an interesting thing too. I don't know, just an idea that I had, but, Anyway, that's my thoughts. Where do you think the game's going to be in 12 months, Maurice?
Pretty much every character in the game will have the use to be mandatory for some other area of the game. They're slowly making everything pretty much required, whether it be like Phoenix and Rogue One for their specific territory battles. I'm sure like Nightsisters, maybe Imperial Troopers and stuff like that will have their spots, and other levels of territory battles. The Galactic Republic might have something in the future. You'll need every character to really be competitive, and to complete everything in the game, you'll have to have every character, and that's okay. There's going to be the line between like just casual players and in-game type content is going to be real. So I guess it all depends on how much time and money you want to put in the game to see how far you can get. I'm not sure. I'd imagine there's going to be maybe another hero's journey, maybe for like a lightsaber ray, and I don't know, man. It's going to be whatever it is. It's going to require a lot of time because they're wanting you to invest more and more time into the game. It's definitely keeping us occupied. So
I want a hero's journey for old man Luke, and I want him to be like OP, like Star Killer OP, and just like have like an ability where he just like one shots the entire team, you know,
yeah,
just like an ultimate ability. It starts off on cooldown of like 100, and you have to like work it down, kind of like BB-8s, But when it happens, it's over, like for everyone on the other side. Like he just kind of like uses his hands and just pushes the entire other team like off the screen.
Yeah.
That would be sick. Yeah, I really hope that Luke is that powerful in the new movie. Like I'd be really disappointed if it just ends up working out that Luke is like just this like really upset Jedi that just wants to quit. They better make Luke awesome. That's all I'm saying.
All right, next we got two questions actually. This is for Alpha. Scott Walters asks how close you guys to 45 stars, and also Keyboard asks how close you guys to 7-star Rolo.
Well, 7-star Rolo, I think we'll have here shortly. I think 7-star Rolo. I think it's either going to be. I think it's probably going to be the next territory battles after this one. We'll have 7-star Rolo, but I got to double check on that just to be sure. But as far as 45 stars, 45 stars is a big difference from 44 stars. There's a lot of extra, character galactic power that you need to have to get there. So, we're still a little bit away, but it just depends really, because the people that either come into the guild or leave the guild also affect that. So, if we have any changes in that regard, that could also affect the the time that it would take for us to to get that or achieve that goal. So it could happen sooner rather than later, but I'm assuming probably sooner rather than later. I think it'll probably happen at some point in the next month or so. Because they're gonna want to get there. So I mean, we were able to get 44, which is really cool. I'm excited about getting 44. I'm sure we'll get 44 again here, in the next one, and just continue to try to work on it. Try to get, Hermit Yoda shards and the rewards from there. I just want to get Hermit Yoda done, so that I can, start to just focus on buying gear from there, because there's a lot of people in my arena that are also buying gear from that shop, so they're just continuing to work on that one squad, that arena team that they have, and, it makes them, a lot stronger, gives them a lot more health, and, I'd like to get there myself, but it's going to take some time and farming, and, again, I want to get Hermit Yoda done so I can use him first and foremost, but also because of that reason, I'd like to, just be able to focus on just jacking on some gear, for some of these characters that could use extra, HP, things like that. Have you purchased any extra pieces or gotten any extra pieces on top of actually getting the characters to Gear 12? Like, have you put any Gear 12 pieces on?
No. Not a single piece, no.
No, me neither. Me neither. I know some people have. Probably a lot of people have, but I haven't yet. So I will. But all right. So next question.
All right. Next question is from. Let's see. I just saw one in the chat here. This one is from. Jesu Garcia, do you think the overabundance of content will put off new players to the point where it will become a detriment to the game?
What will become a detriment to the game?
The overabundance of content.
Do I think that could happen? Sure. Do I think it will happen? No. The guys who make this game are smart, and they're gonna figure out a way to to make it work. They're gonna figure out a way for the people that have been playing since the beginning, or the people that because listen, every day there's new players that come into this game. So bear in mind that there are people that still don't have their Raid Han Solos. There are people that still don't have their General Kenobis. So they have to go through that process as well. But for some people that have been playing since, let's say, November 2015, it's going to be kind of you're at the point now where you have most of the characters in the game, most likely. I mean, you have most of the gear, early game gear to get any character up to like level or gear 7 or gear 8 right off the bat when they come out. And it's really more about end game content for you, and doing some of these things, like Rancor raids and Galactic War and things like that can get a little tedious, especially if you have all these other things you have to take care of and you have real life to deal with as well. So yeah, sure, there's going to be some people that just can't handle that increase, and to them it just won't become worth it anymore. But if you love the game and you want to continue to progress in the game, I think that they will find ways for you to do that without necessarily having to spend as much time as we're thinking right now it will take to get it done. So I'm sure they'll find some way, kind of like what they did with the challenges. I mean, if you remember, we had to play out those challenges every single time, until they finally allowed us to sim those challenges. And how awesome is that? Now, I wish you could just sim all the nodes at once. Like, I wish you didn't have to come back every 10 minutes to do it, but still, at least you could sim the battles instead of having to do them. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but like it's difficult for us as there's always new characters that come out, but for newer players that start the game, there are a lot of characters that are used for multiple areas now. The options up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get Ezra for the Yoda event, the Phoenix event, and for the Palpatine event. That's one character, across the board. That's 3 things you got knocked out. There's a lot of characters like that are good for both the tank and the Rancor, stuff like that, like Jin. And Jin's useful for both. A lot of these characters, we first did the Rancor, we were using like Ewoks and Tebow and Qui-Gon Jinn, but now these characters keep coming. They're just like, okay, you can probably get 40 to 50 characters and have all your areas covered.
Right.
Whereas us, we have to farm these new characters because they're better than the ones we have. They can skip the the little cutesy characters we use for a couple months to get something done that aren't really relevant anymore. They can just skip over them. Like even Phasma, Phasma we used to use in the raid a lot. Geonosian Soldier, like these are characters now that don't really have a multiple area use in the game anymore. You just kind of skip over them as a new player, unless you want to run like First Order, obviously.
Oh well, there will be a use for those characters. I mean, eventually, like you said, that there will be. Their objective is eventually to make every character in the game need to be geared to level 11 or 12 and level 85. I mean, so I mean that because that's ultimately how they're gonna make the most money, is making you have to gear up and level your whole collection instead of individual specific characters. So ultimately the goal is going to be to try to get character GP up, or just GP up in general. And hopefully at some point here they add like some really interesting new ship content, because again, I mean, other than really just adding some extra battles and territory battles for ships, which are kind of really just auto sauce, I don't know if anything new for ships has come out. And I don't know, I feel like just having the fleet arena alone, it's nice to add the addition of crystals, but just having the fleet arena alone is not enough for ships. So I mean, I know we're sitting here talking about too much content, but again, introducing a whole new game mode like ships last year, you'd think by now that we'd have an additional like either event or additional. I mean, there's really just nothing going on for ships other than the occasional character release or ship release. I mean, so for example, like when the Ghost of the Phantom came out, or Cassian's U-Wing, or the TIE Reaper, things like that, Kylo Ren's command shuttle, when these things came out, we had new ships, but there was no event really for them, or anything like that. I'd like to see something like that happen, other than the Ghost, and the Phantom events, like the marquee events for them. I'd like to see like some ship-centric events to kind of drum up some interest in that part of the game too, because it's really ultimately just like an extra, facet to the game. I mean, basically, it's like a whole nother game, like within this game. So it'd be cool to see them utilize that a little bit more. Next question, if we have any more.
Yes, question from Keyboard. Are any of you running a Nightsister team? Not yet. I don't think so. Are you running one at all, Ramon?
No. I'm running the Akbar Hermit Yoda team right now. I'm just trying to make that work, but I think you will be pretty soon. I mean, obviously you didn't invest in Mother Talzin for nothing. I mean, I'm pretty sure that your goal here is to get a working Nightsister squad. Am I right?
That is correct. It'll just take me probably a couple weeks to get it flowing. I got to get it modded correctly and stuff like that. So, but yeah, as far as that goes, that is about all the questions. I did see one from. Yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap up the questions for that I've got in the chat here.
Okay. So, any final thoughts from good old Maurice?
No, just pretty pumped about the Nightsisters, and yeah, well, I'm gonna be in arena, just hell stealing and getting turn meter, doing something a little funky. So I'll probably make some videos on it and show off how bad the team sucks. But that's all right. It'll be fun.
Well, you should make some Nightsister videos for us. Maybe we'll play them.
Yeah,
on the stream.
I'll record some stuff this week. Get it flowing. Just needs.
Where do you have her at right now? Is she like gear 7, gear 8? Is she like
gear 8? We're talking. I need to just remod the whole team. Like they're gonna need lots of health, lots of speed, and lots of damage. Mm-hmm. I might have to remod GG's down, so I obviously can't do that right now. So, excuse me. So once the website comes back, I'll remod my roster and just kind of put them to the test.
So how are you doing with mods? Are you still farming mods on a regular basis, or is it just kind of,
Yeah, I'm doing one more run here through the mods, and then I'm going to go and finish up Super Commando, Sith Trooper, and Sith Assassin. So that will take me 6 months. So
you still kind of like switch it up and farm mods periodically. And then farm characters back and forth. I don't farm mods at all right now. I'm saying, to be honest with you, which is bad because whatever. But I mean, seeing that sneak or that sneak preview there in the picture of the 6 or 7 dot mods makes me think that maybe it's a good thing to hold off, because eventually they're going to come. Now I don't know, and I know they've pretty much said it's not going to happen anytime soon. But it's totally an option at some point. Obviously they were in the game at some point already. We got them at one point, and then they took them back. So there is the option for them to release them at any time, and whenever that does happen, it'll make the old ones obsolete. But I do think they will come out on like a not regular basis. I think you'll be able to get them probably initially here and there, so you'll get them for accomplishing some sort of event, or maybe for your daily, or whatever it is, and the model will be different than others. So some people will get good ones, some will get bad ones, but it'll be like that until eventually you'll be able to farm it yourself.
That's just what I think. That'd be nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, final thoughts. I think the Nightsisters look cool. I am looking forward to seeing what they are like in your video, and like I said, I'm going to have a Hermit Yoda video coming out here either tomorrow or the following day. So look forward to that, and we'll kind of discuss Hermit Yoda in Arena, and whether he's worth it to level up or gear up right away when you unlock him at 5 stars, or if it's better to just wait until you get him at 7 stars to make the investment. We'll talk about that. And next week we'll have the live show again on Saturday. Sorry guys, we were supposed to have it yesterday, but Maurice was kind of out of town, and I really wanted to have the stream with him because I just feel like it wouldn't have been the same without him, especially considering we're talking about Nightsisters here, and that's kind of one of his things. So the only thing that could have made this a little bit more perfect would probably be to have Grande Patron on here, so you guys could have like a Nightsister love fest and just kind of talk about how you wish you were kind of Nightsisters deep down inside.
Yeah, and if I wasn't sick, man, I'd have a little more to contribute.
I hear you.
I feel too hot.
I hear you. But as always, guys, I really appreciate everybody checking us out today, and sorry about the inconsistencies on the times with the streams. So I'll try to get them to be on a more regular schedule. Maybe eventually actually even post some sort of a set time for them to begin, so they're not always fluctuating. Sometimes 11 o'clock, sometimes 12 o'clock. But appreciate you guys sticking through, and I will get you guys on the next one. May the force be with you guys, and check out that that Hermit Yoda video. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I appreciate everything. Take care.